So, friends, yesterday we just started with the organization of curriculum for teacher education, and I stopped at that moment where the curriculum organization is supposed to be start at teacher education. But before that, I really would like to express my lots of happiness regarding your efforts in completing some of that video assignments. See, our learning in our life itself is a integrated process. Integrated process. So we cannot separate it. So I always intend to, as a facilitator. Okay, I never consider myself as a traditional teacher. I am learning in terms of as a facilitator. So for that reason, lots of problems in our lives are there, which we are the only one. Self is the only one to solve those problems. But it is very, as I already expressed in WhatsApp group, that amazing experience, the way very proactively you people come up. Many of you, I'm not going to take right now the names. Many of you come up with the, your beautiful efforts are reflected in your outcomes. For that, thank you very much again, uh, you know for understanding and joining with me for the different kind of experience. So this is the way we have to understand the dynamicity of the chains. Right now, uh, say this video, I'm making this video directly, no editing, though lots of things are there for editing and all. In future, sometimes we have extra time, we will do that. We will discuss about what are the possibilities of editing. But many of you came up with lots of beautiful videos. That is why I'm so happy, and I salute you two guys. Okay, let's go to today's program. That is, yesterday we just discussed about the analogy, because the emergence of the concept is with the school education. Because in school, for successful running of school education, we need a real, a quality teachers. So the concept of teachers training program formally came later on, quite later on, and we have discussed many a times about that, even in the previous unit also. Here, if we want to talk about, we are going to talk about the, say, organization of teacher education curriculum. This is especially with reference to Indian context, but since I'm going to upload in uh, YouTube, obviously it is going to be accessed at the global level, and I welcome all the global students, teachers, or whoever uh, I mean viewing my YouTube channel. This is about the Indian context, and here I'm going to enter into the part of how we do organize the curriculum of teacher education, but partially because when I have been using a blended learning 2.0, that is, as extension of the blended learning model. But after pandemic, lots of changes has come up, and things are like that. So many other information I used to discuss in the face-to-face live classes, Google Classroom, WhatsApp group discussion, then radio classes, and this part is especially concentrate or focus with with relevance to the requirement as per my YouTube platform classes. In this regard, now we may look into very simple thing. One is before and after NEP 2020, that is New Education Policy 2020. Because New Education Policy 2020 has come up with an evolutionary idea in the system of education in our country. So, what was before NEP also again, we can segregate into two part. That is before and after NCTE regulation 2014. So after NCT regulation 2014 is mainly focused on Burma recommendation, Burma committee recommendation, and the international students may understand this regards that for the quality education, teacher education, a committee has been set up by the Supreme Court as advised by the Ministry of Education, now Minister of Education, that time Minister of Human Resource Development. And based on that, especially with regards to quality concerns, NCT Regulation 2014 has been set up and recommended for all the teacher education institutions. So, uh, with this, we also need to understand about the NCFTE, which is known as sometimes 2009 or 10. So here, so before and after NCT regulation 2014, another one is before and after NEP 2020, and the after NEP 2020 is expecting lots of things, and yet uh, the regulation are still not released, and still it is in the preparation phase. And lots of discussion are happening, debates are happening at the each level, at the national level, regional level, local level. Lots of things have been happening uh, to rule out or for the real to interpret the real sense of the vision of NEP 2020 with regards to teacher education program. So here, let me show you something. In case of National Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education, this is the formal first document at the framework level released by NCT. Before this, all the documents with regards to teachers' curriculum framework have been developed and proposed by Teacher Education Department, NCERT, one of the apex body of our country, National Council for Educational Research and Training. So in this particular document, how the curriculum are organized. So to understand really for the teacher education program, we have two aspects. One is only the teacher education program, only the teacher education program. Another one is integrated teacher education program. It is about the pre-service teacher education program, not about the in-service teacher education program. So we have, say, a common but slightly different regulation in both the cases. In case of teacher education program, say for example, uh, say, okay, say for example, we can say diploma in education. Earlier it was 1 year program. Later on it became 2 year program, and at the same time it also became diploma in elementary education when the classification of school education also classified according to the elementary education other than uh, pre-primary, middle, or upper primary. But after NEP 2020, again, like foundational, preparatory, middle, and secondary, the classification has changed. So, like that, with that, so when the school education system or the curriculum of education, school education is changed, automatically the curriculum of teacher education is going to change. So, similarly, B.Ed program, that is bachelor degree program, M.Ed program, or say for example B.Ed, M.Ed integrated program. So this integration may bring to this site, but this integration is not exactly what I wanted to share with you about this integration. So uh, this is a professional program. Therefore, the curriculum structure and organization of the curriculum is expected to be at par the expectation, that is national education goal. So in curriculum organization, we can look into certain level. One is at the developmental level, one is at the implementation level. This normally happen in any type of planning, and evaluation level. Majorly, broadly we can classify like that. So at the developmental level, just like as I shared yesterday in the previous session, that there are certain factors involved at the developmental level. So we share about school education. So for teacher education, basically at the developmental level, so foundation of education, or perspective course, or perspective course, which is mainly consists of the theory and the principles of the education system, which are necessary to be aware by the student teachers who are undergoing the training program. One is the or say we can say skill or competency area, that is skill. Basically, these two are the major area, skill or competency. The third is the internship, which really because of the presence of this portion, this particular program comes at at the category of the professional program. So a real life experience has to be there during the training program, so that the students, teachers after the training program, they can be compatible with the real situation of the practices. So basically these three are the major components and of organizing a teacher education curriculum things. So in education or perspective courses, while it this foundation, say for example, some philosophical related with regards to education, social related, and the process happening in the nation related things are given opportunity to the trainees as a basis of understanding the society, why they are going to be teacher, and what they are what are the things expected from them. One have to at least aware of that. Just know is not going to be enough. Knowingness is very important. Okay, it seems to be very uh, I do not know. Know, just know and knowingness are different. So when we say aware, aware is something. It is not about uh, you are having the gathered information about that. So awareness means you are inculcated with the value system involved in that particular theory and the principles. So one have to be you know try to practice in day-to-day life about those theories and principles to enable to you know inculcate those values. So when those values are there, automatically whenever an individual perform any skill or competency, automatically that reflects there. So these are the major three components where, but the foundation and the skills are all together brought together during the internship program. And before 2014, the internship was taken up in a shorter term. After 2014, it becomes a longer duration. Basically, all of these things are derived from the Kothari Commission report, but according to the changing dynamics of the social change, at the same time, need of the hour, in 2014 regulation, it has been extended into uh, longer duration, uh, basically classified into school exposure, school attachment, and school internship. Altogether, actually, these three together, plus one is there, which is very necessary. Working with community, all these four aspects together are the subcomponent of the internship program after 2014 regulation. Now, um, here one is there, one thing is there. These components are almost same with the whether one is going to diploma program or bachelor program or master program. So these are the aspect of developmental program. Automatically, if these are the things, then in the curriculum framework, how to implement these things are prescribed or suggested in the curriculum framework regarding implementation and regarding evaluation. And obviously, evaluation of the curriculum organization is a tedious job, and after lots of time care practices, these things are done, and amendment or reforms are brought to the uh, you know uh, present context. So evaluation is a very necessary component. So when we you know discuss about curriculum organization, these are the fundamental aspect to think at that moment in the mind. And here, regarding that this integrated program, that is normally known as BSc B.Ed or BA B.Ed program, 4-year program. These two are 4 years program. So how these things are there, and the curriculum is, say for example, the component of the BSc and the B.Ed all together mixed up and brought down to the transaction process or practices at the time of training, so that the future teachers can become a professional teacher, more of kind like that. So because in case of say B.Ed program, one is already having a graduate program in their respective liberal programs, which are known as core discipline area also. So considering that, assuming that they have already mastery in the content, so the articulation or pedagogical aspects are taught only in the 2-year B.Ed program, which were earlier. Before regulation 2014, it was 1-year program. So that is the extension of that. So I request all you guys who are listening to me right now to go through the regulation 2014 and the National Curriculum Framework for Teacher Education 2009, 2000 or 10, or sometimes it is called 2009-10, because the the preparatory document uh, already released in 2009, so popularly also known as the with reference to the 9. But no problem. Just go through the document I shared with you. So, in case of this 4-year program, it is now clear the content portion and the pedagogical portion, which are basically divided in two parts. That is content aspect and a professional uh, aspect of the professional teacher education program areas. Here, let me show you one thing. In case of ITEP program, this is going to become ITEP program. When I say ITEP program, this is Integrated Teacher Education Program. But at the beginning, in history of teacher education, formal teacher education program in our nation, in our country, it was this I was not integrated. It was intense teacher education program that is intensified. That might have mean at that time for making a professional program. So when we say professional program, that is with regards to the rigorosity, commitment, and honesty during the training program. In case of with regards to this, just before 2000 NEP, just before NEP 2020, it was already proposed. A document have been already developed in 2018 and submitted to the NCT by the working committee of assembled by the ministry or NCT board. So, but after NEP 2020, this is going to be adopted according to the prescription or suggestion given in the NEP National New Education Policy 2020. Here, how the curriculum are organized, going to be organized. They do have some basic components. Let me share with you. Say, okay, it is going to have basically 9 important components. See, curriculum and a program structure. This is going to have. It is with regard to the 4-year degree program. Therefore, these components automatically will come into the 2-year program or 1-year program. Now, 4-year program is going to make compulsory as suggested, but until now, final document from the agency have not released, but prescribed by the NEP 2020, it is supposed to come on with this regard. So there are 9 components which are in the consideration. This is with regards to uh, 4-year teacher education program, which is going to be compulsory, and the 2-year teachers training program will continue until 2030 and may continue again also if the system thinks it is required. And the 1-year bachelor program again is also proposed, especially for the people who have completed master degree and want to become a PGT like that. So they are going to uh, have 1-year uh, bachelor in teacher education program. So these 9 components here is discipline specific core courses. It talks about the, say for example, in case of BSc, and in BSc, PCM, and the CBZ are there, but according to NEP again, there is, the expectation is that it's going to make a multidisciplinary and multiple entry exit. Certain things are there for the integration, so it may not be there as a BSc or BA, but as a graduate will be there. But still, the subject, the content area will be there for the with regards to the need of the school education system. So if someone is going through a 4-year professional teachers education program, in this discipline specific core courses like physics, chemistry, zoology, botany, social science, history, geography, whatever the subjects are taught in the schools will bring here and will going to be studied in more detail. And disciplinary elective courses is with regards to the same part one, and that elective means there will be some optional paper for the enhancement part. ability enhancement is especially with regards to here, according to the document, the awareness minimum level of awareness required as a citizen, like environmental understanding or environmental education, we can say. Now I'm trying to discuss. You can give your own opinion, whoever listening to this one. And in skill enhancement program or courses, like self development, communication skill, many other things are there which can be added on in this area. Then professional education core courses. Here, this is about the that perspective program or foundation program that theory and principles of education or relevance to that as a minimum criteria to be understood. So, according to any in ITEP program, instead of foundation or perspective, this is going to be come under the professional education core courses. Then generic courses is completely general one, as name itself suggested. But this generic actually intend to have make the people of the country to have minimum awareness of the nation. Say for example, constitution of the country. So minimum awareness about that is uh, considered as an essential part as a future teacher. So in generic courses, those type of like traditional knowledge system of the country may be included. So it is open for interpretation, but it will remain more or less in the you know uh, with regards to the knowledge of India as given in the NEP 2020. So seven is pedagogic process. Here, specialization of the pedagogical aspect skills part. As I mentioned in the uh, discussion, skills or competency part will be thoroughly explored here. And then engagement with school and community is about the internship and the working with community. And the choice-based courses, this is about the optional one. Already UGC have launched the choice-based credit system. So anyone, all the student teachers can choose any, at least for 4 credits as per expectation. So these are the curricular components, and see the organization, how they have organized, or the framework is looking forward as an organization of this. So in this table, I already shared in the Google Classroom. Go through this table, and you will know how the curricular aspects are so thoroughly and well organized, including the if in case of semester system, credit system are allotted here. In case of theory, 1 credit is for 1 hour engagement per week, and in case of practicum, 1 credit will be having 2 hour, per week. So when we say two credit in practicum, that is going to cover 4 hours per week, like that. So these details uh, available in your Google Classroom already shared and coming up very soon from the government regulatory bodies. Here, one thing especially, this particular matrix is for the 4 year program. And if we go to only the professional teacher education program, say for example 2 year teacher education program, in that case, the core discipline course will not be there because already people might have completed the graduation program, undergraduate program. That means content part is over. So only the see educational core area here, educational core area, foundation of education, understanding learner and learning, schooling, socialization, identity, basics of curriculum, assessment of evaluation, like that. See, all these things will come under this category, including pedagogical courses with respect to its concerned subjects. So some other are value added program courses to make it a complete professional program. For today, not much writing, dear friends. I have shown you something which already given provided to the Google Classroom. I hope you will be able to think about it, how the curriculum are organized, especially with reference to teacher education, what was there before 2014 regulation, not going to very old history. It is already in a modern context. After 2014, certain changes are brought up, and in after NEP, what are the possibilities of reforms which are going to be most probably very soon. It is expected to be released from the government of our country through the concerned agency. Okay. Thank you very much again for your patience listening, and I hope you are also enjoying. This is very simple video, information centric one. Not much of aesthetic I'm putting here right now. Whenever I get time, I'll also integrate with some of the editing part also. So without any editing, I'm going to upload this program. All the best. Good night, guys. See you soon.